Hey, I hope you're having a fantastic day. In today's topic, we're talking about home loans, also known as mortgages. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Elliot. I'm a licensed real estate agent in Illinois and Wisconsin, here to help you with everything real estate and the finances around it. So you're thinking of buying a home and you aren't sure which loan option to go with. Well, no worries, because I'm going to cover two basic options to help you better understand the pros and the cons of both. And by the end of this video, I'm confident you'll know which route you're willing to go. So there are two common loans out there. We've got the FHA loan, which is a Federal Housing Administration loan, and the conventional loans. A conventional loan is a private loan, where the FHA loan is a government-backed loan. Now, both loan types have their advantages and disadvantages, and it's important to recognize that one loan isn't necessarily better than another. It's all subjective based on your personal needs. So if you're gonna take anything away from this video, it's to not let anyone convince you that one loan type is necessarily better than another. So starting with FHA loans, these government-backed loans allow more people to have the ability to purchase a home. FHA loans allow buyers to put as little as 3.5% down of the purchase price while having a lower credit score. To generalize, these are great options for people who may have suffered bankruptcy, foreclosures, or even first-time home buyers who may not have as much cash on hand for a large down payment. Now, in order to qualify for the loan, you need to meet a few standards, such as FICO score of at least 580, debt to income ratio less than 43%, the home must be the homeowner's primary residence, and the buyer must have a steady income and proof of employment. Without meeting that criteria, you may not qualify for an FHA mortgage. Now, you might be thinking, this is a pretty sweet deal, putting as little money down with very little credit. It's gotta be too good to be true, right? Well, to be honest, it is, and it isn't at the same time. Because this is a government-backed loan with minimal risk towards you, the government has a higher restriction, or higher restrictions, if you will, on the house itself. Now, in order to obtain the loan, the home must pass inspections from a health and safety standpoint. The smallest detail must be in order, otherwise the lender will not approve the loan for your purchase. A few common examples would be hand railings. When a home inspection is performed and the home does not have the appropriate hand railings, the loan won't pass the inspection. Another example would be the door connecting from the garage to the house. Usually it's attached to a kitchen or the laundry room or the mud room. If the door does not automatically shut behind you, that's another FHA finding, and it won't pass the proper guidelines in order to fund the home. For those that can't put it together, it's a safety issue, because if you leave the car running in the garage and the fumes get into the house, yeah. And a final example I could think of is a home with peeling paint. A while back, paint used to contain lead, and from a safety standpoint, the FHA does not allow home buyers to live in a home with potential lead-based paint issues. Now, a lot of people might be thinking, who still has lead-based paint? I don't know, but if it's an older home and they see peeling paint, it's a thing, okay? Now, the odds of a home having lead-based paint today is slim to none. However, the FHA will do their due diligence and make sure that this is a standard if they're backing the home loan. So as you can see, based on everything I've covered so far, there could be major advantages for you to purchase a home with FHA. Now, there are potential downsides as well. As many factors are involved, to know if this is the right loan type for you, you've got to weigh all the pros and cons based on your short-term and your long-term goals. Now, it goes without saying, if you need guidance on the subject, make sure you talk to your lender or myself, as we can help you come up with the best strategy which helps suits your needs. Now, another common loan type is the conventional loan. This is a loan type with a very similar structure of prerequisites as the FHA loan. However, it's not as strict when it comes to the property itself. To better explain, this loan type requires a higher credit score compared to the FHA, a minimum of 5% down payment. Your lender will also verify your assets, your income, your proof of employment, like the FHA loan, and based off these factors, along with your debt to income ratio, that'll determine your loan terms. So in theory, conventional loans are harder to obtain compared to FHA loans. However, the upside are the restrictions. Remember earlier with the FHA, I laid out a few examples of the health and safety issues. Well, in most cases, these issues won't stop a lender from funding the purchase of a home. I still highly recommend you negotiate these items to be fixed prior to moving in, or fixing them yourself after moving in. However, the fact remains, regardless of what you and the seller agree to, the lender isn't there to stop you from moving forward, as this is one less issue to deal with when you're working with a conventional loan. So once again, I want to reiterate that there are potential upsides to each loan type as well as downsides. It's a matter of understanding your personal situation and planning accordingly. Now Now, the one thing I've yet to talk about is private mortgage insurance, also known as PMI. I'm sure you've heard it over and over again from your parents. Make sure you put down 20% when you're buying a house. As many of us never understood why that is and why we all need to do it, like it's a standard rule or something. So real quick, parents or whoever's passing along this information down, quit telling people this information unless you are able to fully explain why. And if you're unable to explain why, here we go. Private mortgage insurance is an insurance policy to protect the lender. To make things extremely simple, think of it this way. On an FHA loan, the lender is allowing you to put only 3.5% down and 5% on a conventional, which means the lender is on the hook if you stop paying your loan. So to protect their investment on you, they add an insurance policy in case an unfortunate event occurs where you default on your loan. Now, the one thing both loan types have in common is that they both add PMI if you do not own 20% equity in the home or put 20% down on the purchase price of a down payment. The key difference is, unlike a conventional loan, the PMI policy does not fall off on an FHA loan. It's permanently tied to the mortgage. However, no worries, it's not necessarily a deal killer. Remember earlier when I mentioned whichever loan type you decide to go with, many factors come into play? Well, there are times where FHA loan types may be more beneficial. To give you an example, what if interest rates are high at the moment and the lender believes rates will drop at some point in the future? You may want to consider going the FHA route for two reasons. The first reason is because you need more cash on hand for other aspirations, whether they're personal, business, whatever the case may be. And two, you have the ability to refinance in the future. This is one of the reasons why there is so little inventory as of right now in 2021. Many homeowners are taking advantage of low interest rates by refinancing instead of selling their home. Now, this is an entirely different conversation altogether. However, the point I'm trying to make is the more you plan accordingly, either one of these loan types will work in your favor. So be sure to consult with your lender or myself. We'll get you on the right path. So as a side note, my wife and I, we do own multiple properties. We've purchased all of them going the FHA route. We've even refinanced going the FHA route. So surprisingly, a lot of people might be thinking conventional might be the way to go, but I'm just here to tell you that that's not always the case. So once again, make sure no one tells you one is better than the other. Make sure you consult with your proper professionals and we'll guide you in the right direction. This is one of those videos where I try to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. So let me know how I did. Hopefully you found this information useful, and if you did, please let me know. Leave a like, subscribe, as it does help grow the channel, and check out this amazing content that I've got here, and if you have any questions, please let me know.